abnormal conditions about a year ago, about as many as, about how long after, about how many, about something, about that time, about which you may be, above mentioned, absolutely necessary, accomplished fact, according to circumstances, according to that, according to the evidence, according to your account for it, acres of land, actual experience, actual observation, affect the position, after a good deal, after a great deal, against us, against you, all along the line, all around the world. All I can say is, all I know is, all my time, all of, all over the world, all that you can, all the time, all the year around, all the all things being considered, all things being equal, alphabetical order, among other things, amongst other things, and as there is, and as there is no, and as a consequence, and in consequence, and is it not, and is there any, and is there not, and so forth, and so on, and there may be some, another one, another question, anybody else, any longer than, anything about, anything more, apart from the fact, are there not, are you acquainted, are you aware, are you certain, are you clear, are you not, are you positive, are you quite sure, are you sure, are you willing, as a general rule, as a result, as far as far as I am concerned, as far as we are concerned, as far as you are concerned, as far as I can recollect, as far as I know, as far as you know, as far as possible, as good as the other, as I am, as I consider, as I said before, as I think, as long as long as possible, as may be required, as much as possible, as near as I can fix it, as near as I can recollect, as near as I can remember, as near as I can say, as near as I can state, as near as possible, as near as you can fix it, as near as you can recollect, as near as you can remember, as near as you can say, as near as you can state, as there, as there is, as there is not, as there will be, as they will, as to how the, as to whether, as usual, as you, at a glance, at or near, at the beginning, at the rate of, backward and forward, balance my account, balance my books, barrister and solicitor, bank account, beating about the bus, because I am certain that, because I am sure, because I cannot, because I do not, because we are, because you, before I can, before or after, before the house, before there is, before we can, before you go on, benefit of the doubt, better position, better system, bill of exchange, bound to come, bring forward, brought forward, but when you, business concern, by all means, by and by means of, by some means or other, by some other means, by the chairman, what are you, by way of illustration, call upon you, came to the conclusion, can you give us, can you give us any information, can you suggest anything, can you tell us, cash in hand, cause and effect, certain amount, certain extent, certainly, certainly not, charging us, circumstances of the case, circumstantial evidence, clean sheet, come to the conclusion, come and go, come in contact, come into contact, Commonwealth, Commonwealth of Australia, conscientious, scrupulous, considerable amount, considerable degree, considerable time, course of business, current account, current year, quintal, date of, decidedly not, decline to answer, deposit account, derive any benefit, derive no benefit, did he, did it not, did not I, did you ever, did you have, does it not generally, does it not often happen, does it seem strange, does there not, do you agree with, do you know anything about, do you mean to say, do you recollect, do you swear that, do you think there is, duly qualified, during the currency, during the current, dwelling house, each of, east and west, either one or two other, either one or the other, inquire into the, every reason, every reason to believe, evidence to the contrary, exceptional circumstances, exceptional, exceptional conditions, executive council, express an opinion, fair and reasonable, far fetched, few and far between, one or two, two or three, three or four, four or five, five or six, six or seven, seven or eight, eight or nine, nine or ten, from three to four, financial position, for a long time, for argument's sake, for example, for its, for the purpose, for the sake of argument, for years to come, freehold land, freehold property, from beginning to end, from start to finish, from your experience, fullest extent, general speaking, guilt age security, give an illustration, given to understand, give us to understand, give us your opinion, going, government gazette, government debentures, governor in council, gradually diminishing, great deal of experience, great extent, greatest extent, half an hour, harbor trust. Have you any idea? Have you any other suggestion to make? Have you any suggestions to make? Have you anything else to suggest? Have you any reason? Have you been told? Have you ever? Have you heard? Have you seen? Have you spoken? Having regard to the fact he did, he did not, here and there, here, there, and everywhere. Here is a case. Hope to have. How did it affect? How did it affect the? How did it affect you? How do you know? How far is it? How is it? How long is it? How will it affect the? How will it affect you? I agree with. I agree. At a loss to understand. I am not sure. I am only speaking. I am speaking now. I am sure there is. I am under the impression. I was under the impression. I beg to inform you. I beg to say. I beg your pardon. I believe. I can only say. I consider. I could not say. I have another. I have had. I have known. I have never. I have no idea. I have no doubt. I have no hesitation in saying. I have no knowledge. I recognize the fact. I remember. I should not. I should be. I should have. I suppose. I suppose there. I think it would be as well. I understand. I understood. I understand you to say. I understood you to say. I venture to say. I would like to ask. I would not be positive. If it is, if there is, in a few instances, in a matter of this kind, in a multitude of cases, increased cost of living, in case there is indispensable conditions in effect, in evidence, in fact, in fulfillment, in Melbourne, in most cases, in order to ascertain, in round figure, in some cases, in some respects, in some form or other, in some shape or form, interfere with you, interfere with your intense culture, in the great majority of cases, in the majority of cases, in the ordinary way, in the house, in the same position, in the slightest degree, in this house, in which it is, in which there is, in your experience, in your figures, is a matter for consideration, is concerned, is it likely, is it necessary, is it not, is it not a fact, is it possible, is there any other, is there another, is there anything else, is there not, it appears to have been, it does not appear, it has been said, it has been suggested, it is absolutely necessary, it is a well known fact, it is hard to say, it is natural to suppose, it is only natural to suppose, it is only, it is only a matter, it is regretted, it may appear, it may be as well, it may be mentioned, it must have been, it would be as well, just as much, just as well as, just the same as, large quantity, last but not least, last season, last session, later on, leaving his, lead to believe, let the matter drop, let us assume, let us see, loading and unloading, loan application bill, loan application act, local requirements, logical conclusion, longer than, long experience, look forward, looks forward, market value, maximum, maybe, may we take it, minimum, metropolitan board of works, more especially, more or less, more particularly, most emphatically, most important, much experience, much obliged, much time, negotiable instrument, nervous system, new system, next door, next season, next session, next to you, next year, 99 cases out of 100, normal conditions, north and south, north, south, east and west, northern, northern district, nothing of the sort, not that I am aware, not that I know, not to my knowledge, now and then, of your own knowledge, old age, old system, once or twice, one or the other, one side or the other, one way or another, one way or the other, only way, on one side, on receipt of this information, on the average, ordinary purpose, original specifications, other things, other things being equal, ought to, ought to have, ought to have been, out of date, out of debit, over and above, over and under, past, present, and future. Perhaps you are per head permanently unfit, per parcels post, personal experience, personal observation, plans and specifications. Please state, please state to the jury, portion of the state, powerhouse, practical experience, premier, present system, price of wheat, private enterprise, proper working order, proposed system, quicker than, quit clear, rate of interest, real estate, reasonable doubt, reason to suppose, reason why, receipts and expenditure, refresh my memory, refresh your memory, roughly speaking, said to have, season of the year, ceiling and set forth 6 months ago, shorter than, should have been, small quantity, so far as I am concerned, so far as we are concerned, so forth, somehow or other, southern, spare time, speaking from memory, speaking generally, speaking subject to correction, specification, state of affairs, stock exchange, stores suspense account, strange to say, strictly speaking, subject to correction, subscribed capital, such a thing, such things, supplementary estimates, supply and demand, surrounding country, take effect, take for example, take for granted, take into account, taken into account, taking into account, took into account, that are, that being so, that goes without saying, that is entirely, that was, that was not, the Honorable the Minister, the Honorable the Premier, then there is every reason, there is every reason to believe they have, they have been, they will, this question, this season, this session, this, that, and the other, this, that, or the other, this will not be, though there, 3 quarters, to all intents and purposes, to a certain extent, to a great extent, to encourage, to have, total liabilities, to the best of my belief, to the best of my judgment, to the best of my knowledge, to the best of my recollection, town planning, trades union, trades unionism, transportation facilities, treasurer, treasury, two-thirds, under cultivation, under separate cover, unless, it is, unless there, unless there are, unless there is, upon there, upside down, up to date, used to be, used to have, value of the land, wages board, was it as good as, was it likely, was it necessary, was it not for the purpose, we have, we have been, we have been there, we have had, we have had evidence, we have it, we have it in evidence, we have it stated, were you ever, what did you do, what did you do then, what do you suggest, what effect, what else was said, what happened then, what I mean to say is, what is the, what is the average, what is the average distance, what is the average hole, what is the average yield, what is the question, what is the reason, what is the reason for it, what is your name, what is your occupation, what is your opinion, what might be called, what other, what will be the effect, what would be the effect, what would you, when there, when there is, when there are, when they are, where do you reside, whether or not, which have, which he, which is, as follows, who have, wholly and solely. Will you swear that you did not? Will you tell the board without fear of contradiction, with their own word for word worthwhile would be served? Would it not? Would there would there be would you be surprised? Would you be surprised to learn? Would you be surprised to know? Year or two? Yes, I have. Yes, I think so. Yes or no? You do not know. You do not know whether or not you have. You have to. You may be assured. You said just now your own knowledge, your own personal knowledge. You swear. You swear positively. You were not acquaint, acquainted, acquaintance, acquainting, agent, alter, alteration, alternate, alternative, America, anybody, approximate, approximately, approximation, appreciation, before, between, certainly, collect, coming, constable, continually, correct, declaration, depreciation, determine, determination, develop, developed, development, differentiate, discrepancy, disfranchise, disorganized, disorganization, distribute, distributed, distribution, district, drunk, drunkenness, economically, electrification, emphatic, emphatical, emphatically, everybody, evidence, expeditious, expeditiously, explanation, facility, facilities, fee simple, fertility, fortunate, frequent, frequently, habitation, housewife, illustration, inconceivable, incorrect, indemnify, infinitesimal, inhabit, inhabited, inhabitant, insolvent, installment, instruct, instructed, instruction, intoxicate, intoxicated, intoxication, involve, involved, kindergarten, landholder, landlord, leasehold, likewise, maintenance, months, negotiation, nobody, obtainable, only, organization, phenomenal, popular, property, questioned, railways, railway fares, railway freights, railway line, reorganization, somebody, suburban, suburbs, system, systematic, transaction, transportation, treasurer, treasury, undeveloped, unhesitatingly, uninhabited, unless,